Hi everyone, it's Scarlett and welcome back to my channel. The beta reader. What a wonderfully terrifying experience. There's not exactly a class you can take to figure out the do's and don'ts, and so it might be hard to actually figure out what the proper beta reader etiquette is. And sometimes it's hard to know if you're actually being helpful or sending the writer into a spiral of depression and self-loathing. I've had the privilege of being a beta reader for several amazing authors, and along the way I've picked up a thing or two. And I figured, why not share my findings with the world? This is going to be a part 1 of my part 2 plus beta review series. The second part, which is going to be about me having beta readers, is not going to happen for a while, considering I'm not the slightest bit ready for them, so stay tuned. So without further ado, here are my top 6 tips on how to be a better beta. Number 1, don't go off losing yourself out to the writers. I mean that in the best, most endearing way possible. Just don't. If a writer needs a beta reader, they will let the world know through announcements, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, any of their social media platforms. They will create applications for you to fill out. They will send out reminders for everybody. So chances are, if they're not actively talking about beta readers on social media or just in general, they, 1, probably don't need any, 2, have all their beta slots already filled, or 3, are currently in the middle of a wave of betas and aren't ready to recruit anymore at that moment. It's fine to let them know that you're always more than happy to help them out in the beta reading process. However, that probably won't make you an instant shoo-in. You will most likely have to fill out the application forms just like everyone else. Number 2, ask the writer what sort of feedback they're expecting. Do they want stories for answers and every possible form of word vomit you can think of? Or do they want straight to the heart of the matter, bullet point answers that just get the job done? If you didn't ask them at the beginning and you're now in the middle of the beta reading process, that's totally fine. You can usually tell the writer's method through their questions. For example, if they are giving you very vague, open-ended questions and just wanting your thoughts on maybe characters or scenes or settings, that usually means that they want very expressive, vivid details, and they want just basically whatever is floating around in your mind the moment you're reading about that character, scene, setting, everything. If the questions are more straight to the point, very specific, close-ended, yes or no type ordeals, chances are they just want straight-up answers. Also, the pressure is not all on you. It is also up to the writer to let you know what they are sort of expecting so that you guys can both benefit from this experience. And it's up to them to sort of correct you along the way so that you can help them in the best way possible. Number 3, be specific. Don't just say that you liked or didn't like something. That is 101% not helpful. The writer needs to know why you liked, or more importantly, didn't like something. That is the only way that they're going to be able to spruce up and adjust the story to meet their audience's needs. If you're being vague as all get out, or they're needing to more often than not literally pull the answers from you, chances are you might find yourself not being a beta reader for them again. Number 4, leave your pet peeves at the front door, or let the writer know about them. It's not the writer's fault that they have a fair-skinned redhead character and you just got out of a nasty relationship with some ginger with 18-pack abs and he was actually an asshole, and now you have a minor form of PTSD whenever it comes to coppery redheaded characters or people. That is not the writer's fault that you have a distaste for that hair color. As brutal as it is, that is your problem and not theirs. If you are aware of these pet peeves that you have, it is important to keep them on lockdown while you are reading so that you can be as helpful and objective as you possibly can be. And truth of the matter is, sometimes you might not even realize that you have these pet peeves until you're in the middle of reading something and you're like, well, shit. However, if you were having a hard time looking past these pet peeves of yours and it's interfering with your reading, I would recommend letting the writer know, but most importantly, letting them know that it is not their fault and it is just strictly a personal preference of yours. There is a difference between pet peeves based on a technical issue that regards the writer versus something that is more specific to yourself. But it's important to let the writer know this so potential feelings and books don't get hurt. Number 5, be honest. Sugarcoating doesn't really help anybody. This kind of goes back to the floozy tip. I mean, you guys are already there, you're beta reading, you've won. There's no reason for you to be gushing and gushing and gushing, because that in the end is not productive at all, and if anything, that really masks your true feelings about what is happening. If you are the #1 fan of the writer that you are beta reading for, have your fangirl moment, get it out of your system, and then try to be as efficient as you possibly can. You need to be open and honest with how you felt about the book you just reviewed. If you give false information strictly on the basis that you want them to like you, you're not helping them in the slightest. The beta review process is a very necessary step for the writer to take to ensure that their book is ready for their audience. And you lying to them is a big no-no. And obviously, be nice about it. Don't be a dick. It is their book, baby, after all, and they do have very strong feelings about it. And sharing it with others in itself is a huge step. But if there was something in their story that did not sit well, or it keeps presenting itself to you and is more distracting than anything, and you find out that it is not a personal issue, it is okay to let the writer know. Your opinion, good or bad, is important for this process to flow. Number 6, time is precious. If you are having a hard time reviewing within the timeline that the writer gave you, you need to be honest and tell them. Because I'm sure as stressful as it is for you to fall behind, it's stressful for them waiting for you as well. Try to keep in mind that no matter how long they have been in this writing world, the beta reading process is still scary as shit to them. And when a chapter falls into your hands, they are most likely wringing theirs and chewing their nails to the quick. So if you're taking weeks to get back to them about finishing a chapter and then even longer to do the review process, just think about their poor hands. Those are literally their tools of the trade. And you're destroying them. Just kidding. Also, if you're being a beta reader for them and you find that you can't answer their questions because you're simply skimming over the chapters to meet their timeline needs, that's also not helpful. And there you have it. Those are my top 6 tips on how to be a better beta reader. There are a great many do's and don'ts swimming around in the world of the beta reading process, and sometimes it's hard to figure out the proper etiquette. The beta process is always growing and changing, and it is up to us to adapt along with it. But with these staple tips in your toolkit, you'll do just fine. With that said, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I post new vlogs every Thursday. If there's something you'd like me to talk about or discuss, or even if you want to drop a line and just say hi, you can message me on here or tweet me at Scarlet Stone. As always, I have my little linky-loo swimming around in the description box below if you want to check out my website, my Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that fun stuff. Until next time, happy writing. Bye!